Okay, so this time our topic is stages of academic research. No, so again, the content of your research is based on the research manual of the institution. So for us, of course, since that is University of Caloocan City, so therefore we need to follow what will be the required content of chapter 1 to 3 as stated by the research department of the University of Caloocan City. But I'll just want to give some a generic discussions of on how or what will be the basic steps in the research process. No? Number one, of course, we need to identify and develop your topic. No, which is very important. No, selecting a topic can be the most challenging part of a research assignment. No? Since this is the very first step in writing a paper, it is vital that it be done correctly. No, now. So I'll just give you an example or a tip, no? Tips for you to select your own topic, no? Select a topic within the parameters set by the assignment, no? Many times your professor will give you clear guidelines as to what you can and cannot write about. So failure to work within these guidelines may result in your proposed paper being deemed unacceptable by your professor. So again, as what I mentioned during our first meeting, be sure that your proposal is aligned with your field of specialization. You have a a background, no, related to the topic, no. Number two, select a topic of personal interest. No? This will be a personal interest to you and learn more about it. The research for and writing a paper will be more enjoyable if you are writing about something that you find interesting, di po ba? Kasi let's say for example, your interest is more on information technology application in business, no? Or presently you are working in a human resource department and you're looking forward to research on how you'll be able to hire people, no, let's say to hire people, no, purely online, no? So this is also a good study, no? Then select a topic for which you can find a manageable amount of information. So do a preliminary research of information sources to determine whether existing sources will meet your needs. No, if you find too much information, you may need to narrow your topic. So if you find too little, you may need to broaden your topic. I always advise with my student, no, it is important for you, of course, first, no, to read a lot of review of related literature based on your targeted topics, no? Then be original, no? Your professor reads hundreds of research papers every year and many of them are on the same topics, no? So topics in the news at the time, controversial issues, subject for which there is as an ample and easily accessed information. So stand out, no? From your classmate by selecting and interesting and off the beaten topic. No, it's important, no? And still can't come up with a topic to write about, try to ask an advice from your professor or from your colleagues, no? Once you have identified your topic, it may help to state it as a question. Let's say, for example, if you are interested in finding out about the epidemic of, let's say, COVID, no, in our country, no, you might pose the question, what are the causes of COVID-19? No? And by posing your subject as a question, you can more easily identify the main concept of keywords to be used in your research. But take note, let's say, for example, your topic is all about COVID. Let's say, for example, human resource management practices of selected universities and colleges or SMEs in Caloocan City during COVID-19 pandemic. So it means to say that your review related literature must be, no, started 1999 up to present because your proposal is related to COVID-19 pandemic. No? Then step 2, do a preliminary search for information. So before beginning your research, in earnest, do a preliminary research to determine whether there is enough information out there for your needs and to set the context of your research. Look up your keywords, no? And the appropriate titles in the library references collection, such as encyclopedia, dictionaries, no, thesis available in our libraries, no, in UCC, and in other sources such as our catalog of books, periodical databases, and internet search engines. So, additional background information may be found in your lecture notes, textbook, and research readings. So, you may find it necessary to adjust the focus of your topic in light of the resources available to you. Number 3, locate materials. No? With the direction of your research now clear to you, you can begin locating materials on your topic. There are a number of places you can look for information. So, if you are looking for books, do a subject search in the Aleph catalog. No? A keyword search can be performed if the subject search doesn't yield enough information. Print or write down the citation information, the author, the title, and most commonly, no, you may observe the APA format, no, and the location, no. Note that circulation status. When you locate the book on the shelf, look at the books located nearby. Similar items are always shelved in the same area. So use the library's electronic periodical databases to find magazines and newspaper articles. No, closest or choose the databases, no, and formats best suited to your particular topic. Ask the librarian at the reference desk if you need help, no, figuring out which database best meets your needs. Many of the articles in the database are available in full text format, actually. And of course, no, you can use the search engine, no, Google, Yahoo, and subject directories to locate materials on the internet. Okay, check internet resources section. No, number 4, evaluate your sources. No, it is very important to evaluate. No, because it is important, of course, when using internet resources, many of which are regarded as less than reliable. Number 5, make notes. No. Consult the resources you have chosen and note the information that will be useful in your paper. Be sure to document all the sources you consult. No, even if there is a chance you may not use that particular sources. Write your paper. No, begin by organizing the information you have collected. Don't forget to cite your sources properly and proofread your output. I just want to play a video presentations. This will be a discussion of a stages of a research process in a graduate program, no?
And welcome back to our channel. Today we are bringing a new topic to you, which is stages of research process. There are a variety of approaches to research in any field of investigation, irrespective of whether it is applied research or basic research. Each particular research study will be unique in some ways because of the particular time, setting, environment, and place in which it is being undertaken. All research endeavors share a common goal of furthering our understanding of the problem, and thus all traverse through certain basic stages, forming a process called the research process. An understanding of the research process is necessary to effectively carry out research and sequencing of the stages inherent in the process. These 8 stages in the research process are: 1. Identifying the problem. 2. Reviewing literature. 3. Setting research questions, objectives, and hypotheses. 4. Choosing the study design. 5. Deciding on the sample design. 6. Collecting data. 7. Processing and analyzing data. 8. Writing the report. The research process outlined above is, in essence, part and parcel of a research proposal. It is an outline of your commitment that you intend to follow in executing a research study. A close examination of the above stages reveals that each of these stages, by and large, is dependent upon the others. There is seldom any single strategy or formula for developing a successful research study, but it is important to realize that the research process is cyclical and iterative. Let's look at these 8 stages one by one. Step 1. Identifying the problem. The first and foremost task in the entire process of scientific research is to identify a research problem. A well-identified problem will lead the researcher to accomplish all important phases of the research process, starting from setting objectives to the selection of the research methodology. Intuitively, researchable problems are those who have a possibility of thorough verification investigation, which can be effected through the analysis and collection of data, while the non-research problems do not need to go through these processes. Researcher need to identify both 1. Non-research problem and 2. Research problem. A non-research problem is one that does not require any research to arrive at a solution. Intuitively, a non-researchable problem consists of vague details and cannot be resolved through research. It is a managerial or built-in problem that may be solved at the administrative or management level. The answer to any question raised in a non-research setting is almost always obvious. Research problem. In contrast to a non-research problem, a research problem is of primary concern to a researcher. A research problem is a perceived difficulty, a feeling of discomfort, or a discrepancy between the common belief and reality. Step 2. Reviewing of literature. A review of relevant literature is an integral part of the research process. It enables the researcher to formulate his problem in terms of the specific aspects of the general area of his interest that has not been so far researched. Such a review not only provides him exposure to a larger body of knowledge but also equips him with enhanced knowledge to efficiently follow the research process. Through a proper review of the literature, the researcher may develop the coherence between the results of his study and those of the others. We enumerate the following arguments in favor of reviewing the literature. It avoids duplication of the work that has been done in the recent past. It helps the researcher to find out what others have learned and reported on the problem. It helps the researcher to become familiar with the types of methodology followed by others. It helps the researcher to understand what concepts and theories are relevant to his area of investigation. Step 3. Setting research questions, objectives, and hypotheses. After discovering and defining the research problem, researchers should make a formal statement of the problem leading to research objectives. An objective will precisely say what should be researched, to delineate the type of information that should be collected, and provide a framework for the scope of the study. The best expression of a research objective is a well-formulated, testable research hypothesis. A hypothesis is an unproven statement or proposition that can be refuted or supported by empirical data. Hypothetical statements assert a possible answer to a research question. Step 4. Choosing the study design. The research design is the blueprint or framework for fulfilling objectives and answering research questions. It is a master plan specifying the methods and procedures for collecting, processing, and analyzing the collected data. There are 4 basic research designs that a researcher can use to conduct his or her study. 1. Survey. 2. Experiment. 3. Secondary data study, and 4. Observational study. The type of research design to be chosen from among the above 4 designs depends primarily on 4 factors: the type of problem, the objectives of the study, the existing state of knowledge about the problem that is being studied, and the resources are available for the study. Step 5. Deciding on the sample design. Sampling is an important and separate step in the research process. The basic idea of sampling is that it involves any procedure that uses a relatively small number of items or portions, called a sample, of a universe, called population, to conclude the whole population. It contrasts with the process of complete enumeration, in which every member of the population is included. Such a complete enumeration is referred to as census. A population is the total collection of elements about which we wish to make some inference or generalization. A sample is a part of the population, carefully selected to represent that population. If certain statistical procedures are followed in selecting the sample, it should have the same characteristics as the population as a whole. These procedures are embedded in the sample design. Sample design refers to the methods to be followed in selecting a sample from the population and the estimating technique, vis-a-vis formula for computing the sample statistics. Step 6. Collecting data. The gathering of data may range from simple observation to a large-scale survey in any defined population. There are many ways to collect data. The approach selected depends on the objectives of the study, the research design, and the availability of time, money, and personnel. With the variation in the type of data, qualitative or quantitative, to be collected, the method of data collection also varies. The most common means for collecting quantitative data is the structured interview. Step 7. Processing and analyzing data. Data processing generally begins with the editing and coding of data. Data are edited to ensure consistency across respondents and to locate omissions, if any. In survey data, editing reduces errors in the recording, improves legibility, and clarifies unclear and inappropriate responses. In addition to editing, the data also need coding. Because it is impractical to place raw data into a report, alphanumeric codes are used to reduce the responses to a more manageable form for storage and future processing. This coding process facilitates processing the data. The personal computer offers an excellent opportunity in data editing and coding processes. Data analysis usually involves reducing accumulated data to a manageable size, developing summaries, searching for patterns, and applying statistical techniques for understanding and interpreting the findings in the light of the research questions. Step 8. Writing the report. The entire task of a research study is accumulated in a document called a proposal. A research proposal is a work plan, prospectus, outline, an offer, a statement of intent or commitment from an individual researcher or an organization to produce a product or render a service to a potential client or sponsor. The proposal will be prepared to keep in view the sequence presented in the research process. The proposal tells us what, how, where, and to whom it will be done. It must also show the benefit of doing it. It always includes an explanation of the purpose of the study, the research objectives, or a definition of the problem. It systematically outlines the particular research methodology and details the procedures that will be utilized at each stage of the research process. The end goal of a scientific study is to interpret the results and draw conclusions. A report is an excellent means that helps to establish the researcher's credibility. At a bare minimum, a research report should contain sections on an executive summary, background of the problem, literature review, methodology, findings, discussion, conclusions, and recommendations. We hope this video was an informative one for you all. If you wish to know more about PhD-related topics, then stay tuned to Research Graduate. You can even contact us or visit our website to know about the services we provide. Thanks a lot. Hello everyone.
Okay, so again, as I mentioned earlier, it is important for us to understand and to do the process now. We need to read a lot of review of related literature, no, for us to have a good ideas, no, and because majority, especially during defense, no, your panels, no, asking about the research gaps, no. For you to identify the research gap of your proposal, you need to study, you need to read a lot of review of related literature. Then let's say, for example, within the review of related literature, you could able to see some lapses or maybe parang nakukulangan ka. So that will be the time for you to develop a research related to that topic. Kasi kaya napakahalaga nun.